Okay, so bear with me. I am quite exhausted today, but I wanted to get a video out for you guys, and we're just going to do a market update today, just because there's been a lot that's been going on. So, yes, midterm elections are over. Oh my gosh, that was one of the most politically charged midterm elections I've ever experienced. Holy cow. Both sides of the aisle came out roaring to the voting stations. So that's good. So yeah, thanks to the midterms being over, the markets have came back roaring yesterday because now they feel that there's certainty. Not that necessarily that investors are pulling for one party over the other. It's just now they know what the political landscape looks like. Who's in control of the House, who's in control of the Senate, which politicians are in those seats and where their, what their policies and stance on the issues are. So that helps to give more certainty, which is why you saw the markets kind of coming back with a vengeance yesterday, with confidence, just because now there's more certainty, knowing who's where and basically what's what. So that's where that comes in. Also, we are going to see, so today we saw the markets mixed with reaction from the Federal Reserve data. So the Federal Reserve did not move the interest rate this meeting. However, they are still stipulating, that comment came with a stipulation that they are still planning on moving the interest rate come December. So if barring any massive development that could cause the Federal Reserve course to be altered, they're going to raise that interest rate. So when that happens, don't panic. It's just going to be a really quick overreaction to that information, and then it'll be done. So it'll be a lot faster than what we just experienced. So, but I just want to give you guys a heads up on that, so that when that does happen, you're not caught off guard. And then let's see here. Okay, so the markets, from their height on the S&P 500 year to date, at their height, it was at 29.29. It's at 28.06 right now. So we anticipate to see the markets coming back. Not necessarily that it would have huge returns for this year, but we still anticipate the markets to come back higher than where they are now. That will end up higher than where we are now. So don't panic if you were putting money into your accounts, into your 401k accounts or IRA or brokerage accounts, any of those. If you were putting money in during this time, good job. You did what you were supposed to, which is to buy low so that you can sell high in the future. And it was a great buying opportunity. So pat yourselves on the back if you did that. You did a good job. Let's see. The housing market is cooling down, which is a good thing. That's not a bad thing. We want to see any market sector and the stock market in general as well. We don't want to see overvaluation too big too fast, because then it's not sustainable. Like I've told you guys before, these breaks are important. And so the housing market, it definitely overheated. We want to see more that it is, growing, contracting, growing, contracting, growing, contracting. But as it's growing bigger than where it was previously before. And that's what we're seeing with the markets as well. That type of movement is much more sustainable than just going from, a small amount to a big amount very quickly. That's just not ever sustainable. So these are all good things happening. Oil is definitely fluctuating downward. That's not, again, a bad thing. That will help to keep prices tame. So that's also a good thing. And I'll talk about oil a little bit more. There were questions about that before, so I'm going to go ahead and make a video about just oil for you guys later. by the time you guys see this video, the Asian markets have already been open and they're actually getting ready to close. So by the time you see this video, the spillover effect from the Asia Pacific markets are going to hit Europe and into the US. So China's numbers for their economic growth is showing that they're in a slowdown. If you guys have watched my first video, which is the China versus Russia, it was when China and Russia were doing a joint military exercise, and I talked about why, why this is something to watch. In that video, I stated that China can't afford, a trade war with the U.S., and in other videos I've stated that. Now we're seeing, those numbers kind of come into public light. So there's a lot of economic headwinds that and forces that are going against the Chinese economy, and we'll talk about that as well, probably sooner than later, just because that is one that I get a lot of questions about. So we'll talk about that further along as to why those numbers are not looking so good. But yeah, they really can't afford a trade war. So again, these are the dispute that China and US have had. It's just a dispute. It has not been a full-on war. So their numbers are looking pretty low. That's going to again spill over into the US and into the European markets by the time that you guys see this video tomorrow morning. You're going to see the effects of that. So, and again, it's not, that doesn't really affect us, directly. It does definitely affect us indirectly, but it does not affect us directly. So, if you see the markets fluctuating because of that data, it will be short-lived. And again, don't panic on that. You're going to continue to see market volatility. Even though we'll be pushing upward, we're going to have these jagged movements as we're going upward. And again, it's because if you remember from my other videos, what you're looking at when you're looking at those indices, it is not some magical number. It is not some, secret data, that the indices are revealing. All it shows is people's reaction to data. So the fact that the Chinese economy is slowing down implies many things, and we'll get into that in a different video. But people are going to interpret that information incorrectly, and then they're going to trade on it, which is going to cause the markets to fluctuate. So again, you're going to see these jagged movements as we're going upward. Just be prepared for that, and then you won't panic. So, which has been my whole message this whole bloody month. So anyways, hopefully that helps. If you guys have any questions, let me know. You can go ahead and ask in the comments below, or if you would like to go ahead and message me on Facebook, you're more than welcome to do that if you don't want your questions made public. And if you guys like these videos, let me know. If there's any topics you would like me to focus on, go ahead and comment below, and I will try to gear these videos towards those subject matters. So hopefully that helps. If you guys have any questions, let me know. It is going to be Friday, yay, and the midterms are over. So I'm so happy because it's all done. So and I don't root for any one party. I'm actually unaffiliated. I'm a big fan of being unaffiliated. I don't think anybody should be part of any party, but that's just me. Anyways, I will talk with you guys later.